In my last 2-box nickel hunt, we got 0 silver coins and 0 buffalo nickels, and of course, 0 V nickels. But I've got 2 more boxes here, and I feel lucky with these. Fingers crossed, my feelings are reality. Hey everybody, it's Rob the Rob Finds Treasure, and that's right, 2 more boxes of nickels. It's been hit and miss for me on nickels lately. Either I get a couple of really good boxes with buffaloes and silver, or I get boxes that don't have too much. Now my last 2-box hunt did yield a couple of semi-key dates, but man, they were trashy. A 50p was just bad, and a 1955p was also bad. I took a look in the box. I don't see anything magical. They both are circulated, but I don't see any war enders and I don't see any buffalo nickel enders. I'll tell you, this one for a split second had me excited. It could be old. Well, it's definitely old, but it's definitely beat up too. Like I said, no enders on the top 100 sides, but we do have the bottoms and we do have the insides. For today's hunt, I'll be using my nickel mat and my scope. So if you guys are interested in any of these things, I have links to them down below. Enough chit chat. We're gonna get right into it. I'm eager to kick off this nickel hunt and see if we got some goodies. Roll 4 is gonna have 2 finds. I just pulled out a 1958 Denver, but I bring in because we've got a 1940 Philadelphia. On the board, in the 4th roll, 2 finds. We're on roll 14, and that one that I said looked old is old. A 1940, minted in Denver. Same roll, and we have a 1939 here. Will it have a mint mark? It does not, so it's a common 1939 second year Jefferson, but is there any doubling on it? It would be on the words 5 cents and Monticello, and despite the damage, you would see it pretty easily on this DDR. But it's not one. Still a good find. And I thought I spied, yeah, a 1959. So 3 finds in that roll. Nothing spectacular, but we'll take them. Roll 15, and I had a rusted looking edge. Figured it was just a metal detecting find. I took a peek, and it doesn't look like it's a nickel. It looks smaller. And it is smaller because it's a foreign 1956 5 centavos from Mexico. Los Estados Unidos Mexicanos. That is really cool. I'm not familiar about the 56s, but that is definitely a cool foreign find and an older one to boot. 64-year-old Mexican 5 centavos. Awesome. Roll 27 is going to yield another 40s nickel, and this one is a 1946 minted in San Francisco. 1 year off silver. Roll 32, another 40s nickel here, a 1941 Philadelphia. Roll 41 is going to have a 1949 minted in Denver, so we'll check it for the D over S, and I don't really see it. You'd want to see a lot of the S up here, and I know there looks like there's something there, but that's just regular damage. I don't think there's is a 49 D over S. I'll double check it under the loop, and if it's something worth mentioning, I'll bring it back in. Otherwise, we'll get back to the hunt. Roll 43 is going to yield a rusted out 1947 minted in San Francisco. Roll 48 is nothing spectacular, but I thought it was odd. It's our first 2009. It's trashy, but it is our first, and normally I get 4 or so in a box. We're almost done. Can we find another goodie? Well, box 1 is hunted. Kind of a ho-hum box. No V-nickels, no silver, no buffalo. Nothing that great. No semi-key or key dates. We did get 12 in the 50s. We got 6 in the 40s. A pretty trashy 1939p. And a couple of side finds. 109 Denver, which is a low mint, and a very cool 1956 5 centavos. In this condition, worth about a quarter, so a little bit better than a nickel that I paid for it. One of the better older Jeffersons I found in the box was this pretty nice 1968. You can see that it has a San Francisco mint on it, But in 1968, San Francisco struck both proof and business strike nickels. So not a proof, just a cool find and in pretty good shape. Box 1 done. 50 more rolls. Is there something better in that box? Let's get started. Roll 56. We've got another 1947. And this one is minted, I believe, in Philly. 1947 in the box. Roll 58. 1941. Philadelphia. Roll 11. And I have a first. I set the roll down because I was pulling it out of the wrapper and I noticed I had a discolored one right there. So as I was pulling it to check for a war nickel, this one got stuck and it's a buffalo nickel. And I was like, no way is that a war and a buffalo nickel next to each other. And I believe it is. 1945 Philadelphia war nickel right next to a buffalo nickel. Minted in Philly. And I might be able to get a date off that. Let me just check this one that's pretty beat up too. It's not. All right, I'm a little excited. Let me go ahead and check the buffalo nickel for a date and see if it has one. I might do it off camera. I don't think we can get it under the scope. I think that says 1925. Let's see if we can get it under the scope. Oh yeah, we can. 1925. 1925 Philadelphia buffalo nickel and a silver war nickel in the same roll and right next to each other. That is awesome. I'll go through this roll. If we have anything else, we'll bring it back in. Same roll, and towards the back, there's also a Mexican peso. Unbelievable. 2008, I believe. It is 3 coins, 1 roll, and while I have you here, nope, there's nothing else. That, my friends, was a fun roll. Hopefully it means the box is heating up. Roll 70 is going to have a 1942 nickel. It doesn't look silver by the obverse, and it's not silver, and it's not even a Denver mint. If it was the Denver mint, we could check for the D over horizontal D, but it's a Philly. Still, transition year nickel. They minted some 1942 nickels in nickel and some in 35% silver, like that 45p we have. We'll take it. We'll add it to the board. And surprisingly, since that stack of goodies, we have not found anything else in the next 9 rolls. We'll keep looking and see if there's more after that roll. Whoops. Roll 78 and get into that corner where we found some goodies. We just found another one. 1940 Philadelphia. Roll 83 of the 2-box hunt. We've got another 40s, a 1941 Philadelphia. Just laid out roll 85 and I see a Canadian edge. And it is 1988 Canadian nickel. Third foreign of the boxes. Roll 86, hunting through it, and I just uncovered another 1942. Could this one be silver? It is not, and it's also from Philly. Second 42p non-silver of the boxes. We'll take them, but we could use some more of those, if you know what I mean. Roll number 90. Our first 1948 find, minted in Philly. Roll 100 or 50 of this box, and I didn't check the ender properly. You can see it was an end coin. It's also a 1949S. 1949S is actually a semi-key date. So I'll definitely take it, and it's not in terrible shape except for the ring of death on it. The ring of death happens when a coin is being wrapped and it's the end coin. Sometimes it has that ring on it. Unbelievable. 1949S in the box. Ring of death. Let me finish this roll, and if there's anything else I'll bring in. Otherwise, I'll give you a wrap-up. Well, the 100 rolls of nickels have been hunted, and not too bad. 21 coins in the 50s, 14 in the 40s, 3 foreigns, 3 2009 Denvers. We got 2 more in that box. A couple of really nice nickels here. A 1968S, which you've already seen. And I thought this 1974 was a pretty good stunner as well. So we'll be holding on to that one. The finds of the boxes are 1939 Philadelphia, not a DDR. 242Ps, not silver. A 1925P Buffalo nickel, not bad. A 1945 Philadelphia minted wartime nickel, 35% silver, and not the DDR either. And then a 1949S semi-key date. Now, a lot of you ask what I do with all these when I'm done. If I was a new collector and I was filling an album, I would have gone through these and picked out the best ones for my album. But because I already have a full album, I only keep the top coins that you see there, and then I cull back through the finds to see if any are worthy of making it into one of my AU rolls. This 1956, for example, minted in Philly, is not bad at all, and it will be kept. Let me go through all these and see how many of these coins, other than the top ones, which I always keep, will be kept. So here's the wrap-up of the keeper coins. Like I said, I keep all the 4s and all the 09Ds. I keep all my 39s, and of course, I'll keep all my 42s as well, just something that I do. Now, you know I'm going to keep the Buffalo nickels and the war nickels, and any semi-key dates or key dates, like the 49S. As far as all the other finds, these are the only ones I'm keeping. It's a pretty nice 1951D, and they do fetch more when they are in better condition. That one's probably an XF, but it's borderline AU, so I'll be keeping it. That 54D is about AU, so I'll probably keep that one as well. That 56 is going to be high AU, almost MS. It's got a little gunk on it, but it's beautiful, so I'll be keeping that. And then that 1958 is probably the least good looking of the bunch, but it is a Philadelphia mint, and that is not a semi-key, but it definitely is a better date because it has less than 20 million minted. So I'll be holding on to that one because the condition's not bad either. And then, of course, you saw those beauties. Those will go right into my AU rolls. Hopefully that helped with how I do my wrap-ups once I'm done filming for the hunt. If you guys enjoyed this 2-box nickel hunt where you got to see my first ever stacked roll with a Buffalo and a war nickel touching each other, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. As always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. I almost forgot to mention, all my silver for 2020 goes in the 2020 silver jar.